Every morning, Se-yoon would time it perfectly to open his door at the exact same moment as his neighbor, just so he could catch a glimpse of her stunning beauty through the crack in the doorway. As soon as she left, Se-yoon would hurry after her, holding up his phone to secretly snap photos as he trailed behind. When he saw her step into the elevator, he'd quickly pretend to be in a rush and ask her to hold the door. This way, Se-yoon managed to create opportunities to be alone with her. When she reached for the button to close the elevator doors, he'd find an excuse to brush against her fingers. Ever since moving into this apartment building, Se-yoon had been infatuated with the woman next door, but he was too shy to confess his feelings, so this was the only way he could get close to her. When the elevator reached the ground floor and he watched her walk away, Se-yoon lingered, unable to bring himself to let the doors close. Then suddenly, she turned and smiled at him, which sent him over the moon. Could she possibly like him too? After she left, an elderly woman tried to get on the elevator, but Se-yoon quickly shut the doors in her face. He didn't want to share the air that still held traces of his neighbor's presence. Back in his apartment, he lay in bed scrolling through his phone, hungrily admiring the photos he'd taken of her graceful figure. With her image keeping him company, he gradually drifted off to sleep. At 3 a.m., hearing sounds from the bathroom next door, Se-yoon pressed his ear against the wall. She was singing in the shower. He pulled out his phone to watch videos of her, feeling utterly content as he replayed the moment she'd smiled at him over and over. The next day, after watching her leave, Se-yoon stood on his balcony, feeling dejected. Down below, several couples were being affectionate with each other. The sight was too much for someone who'd been single for 30 years. So he made a bold decision. Despite the raging storm outside, he climbed over the railing and snuck into her apartment to finally confess his feelings. Once inside, he grabbed a piece of her clothing and pulled it over his head, planning to surprise her. Knowing she wasn't home from work yet, he threw himself onto her bed, breathing in the scent from her pillow. Soon he made his way to her bathroom, where he grabbed her toothbrush and frantically brushed his teeth with it. Just as he was savoring this moment, he heard movement outside. She was home. Se-yoon scrambled to hide as she came in and kicked off her high heels as usual. But after just a few steps, she noticed the disheveled slippers in the bathroom. This startled Se-yoon, but surprisingly, she didn't seem alarmed, as if this was something she was used to. Se-yoon wanted to confess, but didn't know how to begin. He lay anxiously under the bed. Then she started talking to the empty air, as if she knew someone was there. This bizarre scene gave Se-yoon a fright, but before he could figure out what was happening, she sat on the bed, slipped off her stockings, and headed to the bathroom for a shower. Se-yoon quickly crawled out from under the bed, but just as he was about to escape through the balcony, her beautiful singing voice drifted out. Hearing that she was singing a love song, Se-yoon thought she was hinting at something. He slowly crept forward, planning to confess while she was in the shower. But before he could reach the door handle, she opened it first. To his surprise, she didn't seem shocked to see him there. Instead, she appeared unexpectedly calm.